you have said time and time again that you are an outsider on the inside, or the ultimate insider-outsider, something like that. I've got to be honest with you, don't buy it for a second.
Oh.
You, Mehdi Hassan...
really going around.
Well, I've met your lovely parents who are incredibly accomplished in their own right. You were educated at an excellent public school, private school in this country, Merchant Taylors.
Yes.
You go off to Oxford, you do the degree, PPE, which is, of course, the choice of future prime ministers of England. You then go off and you learn your trade in the media at some of the biggest companies, established media, mainstream companies, whatever you want to call it, in this country. You are very much part of the media elites, aren't you?
Yes. That's why I say I'm an insider, outsider. The insider part.
No, but you're using the outsider as a get-out clause. You're not. You're very much inside, aren't you? And why don't you just own that? Just own it.
Because it's not true.
But it's I'll tell you why it's great, because there are so few of us.
Yeah.
Dude, so few of us have made it in.
Which is why I'm not saying I'm an outsider. I'm saying I'm an insider-outsider. In 1997, Labour had a landslide victory in this country. Not a single child in my private school supported Tony Blair. I did, for my shame. Little did I know 6 years later what would happen. But at the time, I was the only Labour supporter in my private school, right? And I went to Oxford. I went to Christchurch, Oxford, one of the most elite, Brideshead Revisited, right? They used the dining room for Harry Potter scenes, right? But even at Christchurch, I was the only lefty there. People I went to Christchurch with were in the last Conservative government. Literally, peers of mine were ministers in the last government.
I wasn't joking about PPE.
So my point is, I am an insider in the sense that I've been in all those spaces.
Yeah.
Right? But I have never felt at home in all those spaces because of either my religion, my racial background, or my political views. When you say own the insider, I do, but I'm also proud of being the outsider who was the first person to say genocide on MSNBC, who was the first person to put Noam Chomsky on MSNBC, who spent many years here in the UK media picking fights with everyone on the centre-right, the far-right, and the centre-left when it needed to be done. So, yeah, I do. I went from being the lefty Muslim son of immigrants to now being the lefty Muslim immigrant in the US. And, yeah, I think I do stand out a lot. So, look, I own both sides of me.